Okay, we're gonna move on to the build right now. And if you guys are wondering what came in shipment number 10, I did a complete unboxing to show you guys everything that comes with it. And I've done that for the whole series. Every shipment that I get, I do an unboxing and then I do a build video. And if you want, you can check it out. I made a playlist of the Titanic. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on and we're gonna be doing issue now, 51. The way issue 51 starts, and I got the screws. You guys can see the first thing we gotta do is we have to put the generators, or the winches, and we're gonna put that on the piece where the aft grand staircase is. And I had already done that. So we're ready to move on now with the pieces that we do have here. And this was the envelope that had the winches in it. So let's put the box aside and get all the pieces out. And we've got boathouse. And this is the skylight. And these should be the little tiny little pieces like the vents, the cowls. I think that's everything. Yep. Yeah, they're little. We gotta make sure that those don't go anywhere. Okay. So let's start. We got all the pieces out. And we already took care of that. So what we gotta do now is we're gonna actually glue the piece in. And you can see they're already painted, and we're going to use the longer one. So let's go ahead, and if you rotate it, it does come off the tree. Pretty simple, and it's really good because it goes down flush. Okay, and that's going to go right in there. So why don't we get the glue? And we don't need a ton of the glue, just enough to put into the little channel. You can see that goes into place very simply. You can see the larger windows, and we have the smaller one. Now this has the smaller windows. Let's see, we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna need 7 of them. And what we're gonna do is we're going to twist them kind of like we did with the vent, but you can see they're only being held on by one part of the tree. So we push it out a little bit, and then as soon as you twist them, they come right off. And let me see if I can show you guys. Just like that. So we need to go ahead and do 7 of them. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to put just a drop on the areas. The windows have these little channels. There. If you guys can see those. So we're going to go around and we'll do the same thing for the other sides. There we are. That looks good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so we got all the windows in. Glue the remaining 3 small windows, 51E, in the openings forward to the side of the deck house. Okay, we did that. You can see now we got to fix it in place. Just use a little glue for exit 51J. So we are going to glue it. Just a little bit of the glue. And we're going to put it in the the pins are going to go into the little holes. And I'll show you in a minute. So hopefully you guys can see how cool that looks. All right, it looks like now we have 2 cowls. Are they cowls or are they vents? Cowls, okay. So we're gonna put 2 of them on either side, and what I'm gonna do is we're gonna put a drop of the glue, just like that. All right, moving on. You can see we're going to put the two vents on the other side. One's going to go here. And I'm going to put it right on the other one because there's a bunch of holes around the same area. Alright. Alright. That looks pretty sweet. Alright, let's see. We've got... It looks like there's one more, and 51D is a hooded vent. So again, I want to put just a bit of the glue. And it's facing a certain way. There. And what's nice about these little pieces is they're going to go in the way they're supposed to go. So if you're not paying attention, the way the pegs are shaped, it'll make sure you put it in the right, not only in the right position, but facing in the right direction. So there we go, and that's the completed work. So that looks pretty amazing. So let's move on to issue number 52. Now we got more lifeboats and lighting. All right. And don't forget about the screws that we had. So we're going to put those aside. And we're going to have a lighting strip. And we're going to have a cable. And I think these are the lifeboats. Actually, there's Davit. More little pieces. And these are the lifeboats right here. Okay. And that's everything in 52. So let's go ahead and check out what we need to do. So we're going to take one of the boats. And this is the larger one. And you can see we have a cover. And it's got the little holes in it. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in parts 52K. Take one of the lifeboats, 52C, fit the tarpaulin with holes, we're going to put it on top, 52F on the lifeboat. Insert one of the block gears, 52K, into each of the holes. Do not use any glue at this stage. You can see that they're the straight ones. Okay, so let's put that aside. And now we're going to take the cutter, which is the smaller boat, the smallest of the three, and we're going to put in the two block gears. And you can see those are the ones that are actually going to be curved. And we're going to glue. These pieces are going to be glued. So what I want to do is I want to put a drop. See that? All right. That's done. So let's put that with the other boat. And now we're going to take the lighting strip and we're going to go back and we're going to put it on a larger piece. Take the boat deck, carefully position it so you can access the underside. Identify the position for the LED strip 52 and the section 49B of the deck. Fix one side of the strip beneath the tabs and fix the other side in place using a flat screwdriver to gently lower the tabs as necessary. So I think, let's see, is this going to be anything else except just, yeah. So also we're going to be doing the davits. So let's do the davit now and then we can go over to the other table where I have the larger section. Okay, you can see here it is, and the bend is going to be facing on the outside, and you can also see that there's a little peg. See how that looks? And I'm going to make sure that they're in the holes as far in as they can go, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a little drop of glue on either side. And that's going to glue it into position. Okay, so what do we need to do now? That'll complete the work. All right, I just want to show you real quick. We put the davit on, and that was the last one for that section. You can see the others. And when it comes to you guys got to be careful. Also, look at the winches. When it comes to putting on the light strip on the bottom, you have to be very careful Let's see, this is the fourth one. You can see the others that we had put on so far. But the problem is, they probably should have had us do the white strip before adding all these things on. So you have all of those things up on top. Cowls, vents, winches. So you got to make sure that you don't disturb or destroy anything. Let's move on to issue 53. All right. The little vent almost took off and went on the floor. Okay, so we have vents, cowls, looks like we got a winch, and this one we actually have another section of the boathouse. Look at that, huh? Love it. Beautiful. And we've got another circuit board. So we're going to put the ventilators in. You can see we have all these little areas to do, so why don't we go ahead and... Okay, at this point we can see we got all the pieces glued into place. As well, we put the skylight. It says not to glue, so it's not glued in place, just like the skylight itself is not glued in place. We actually did glue the... Did we glue the forward? Nope, I guess not. That one's not done yet either. Actually, that one's right there. Okay, so that's everything now that we got to do on this section. So let's go and start working on the deck house. So that's all set. Now we got to take the boathouse itself, and we're going to actually put in the light strip. And there's actually two LEDs that are on top of that. So it's going to go this way. We're going to put this in like so, and there are openings that the lights are going to guide into the okay, when you hear that little click, you got it into place, and make sure that the bulbs are in place. These bulbs are actually going to light up the smokestack, but you don't actually have to glue these because it's the clips hold them in place pretty well. Okay. And let's move on. Glue the 3 vents. So we've got the remaining vents. Let's see, we got one more that's gonna go. Alright, looks like right over here. Looking pretty good. You got the lights coming up through the bottom, and we've got the vents on the top. Looks like we have another grill that's going to go right over here, as well as the we've got this section. This is of course for the smokestack. See that? All right, now we got to put the we've got a longer grill, and that would be the large one. It's got kind of like a lip. And just like that. Just like that, it goes in. And now we're going to put all the windows in. So we're going to need, let's see, what is that, 4 of them? So the first 2, let's see, I'm going to, again with the glue. Let's see, we got a couple more. We got one more on this side. See those? How nice they're looking? Now, I just want to make sure that's all we need. Alright, so there's none on this side. We've got the couple in there. And okay, that's it. We got 4. And that actually completes the work. So now we're going to move on to issue 54, and I got a bad feeling that this is going to be the smokestacks. The dreaded smokestacks. Okay, got a piece of wire we'll put aside for now. We've got 2 bags of screws. We've got the DP screws, and the AP screws. I think these are the ladders, the pipes, as well as the rigging ring. This actually has more of the ladder. Okay, so put that aside for now, and the dreaded thing is putting the absolutely microscopic screws into the plastic, because they have to go in. Let me show you actually how. See on either side, going all the way down, and we have to put them in that way. So this is, for me, some people may do it very quickly, but for me this is one of the hardest parts of the model so far. We've got the DP screws. See how absolutely microscopic they are? Alright. So they want you to put 6 screws in, because we have to put the ladder and the other pieces in place. Let's see. Take the stay collar 54D, that's this, and fit it on the top of the funnel 54C so that the tabs in the collar slide into the slots of the funnel. Note the tabs are just different sizes. Let's see how that's going to go on. Okay, so now we got to take this section. The one with the holes in it is going to face forward, and the one with the one hole is going to be facing aft. So it's going to go like this. You got to follow the slant like we did for the other 2. Okay, so now we're going to take the platform. Fit the top of the funnel into the funnel assembly, pushing it firmly in place. We did that. The 3 holes in part 54C circled in yellow align with the seam of the plating in 54A. And this is going to go into this section. And that's glued in place. See that? All right. Hopefully you guys can see that. It might be easier to put everything in the holes now and then glue them. Alright, can you see that? And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue it into place. Okay, so now we have one part left. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take 54J and we're going to pass it through, and you can see the it looks like the male or the female comes out the top and the male part comes out the bottom. Take the extension 54J labeled K3, feed it into the top of the funnel 54C, then bring the end of the extension out of the hole at the base of the funnel. Thread the end of the extension into the hole in the base of the third funnel, circled above, and fit the smokestack raised to screw sockets on the bottom of the funnel, 54B, over the base 53J, and fix in place with 2 AP screws. Don't you think it would have made more sense to run the wires through before putting the circuit board in place? All right. We run it through, and now we have to put the AP screws right in those areas. Alright. And hopefully you can see we have the piece that's on the front. And we screwed it into place, and let's see, is that the completed work for this section? Yep, the smoke generator. And we got a bag of screws, and those are EP screws. And we have the inner workings. There. Okay, so it looks like the first thing we're going to do is we have the spring. So there's a little pin, and we got to put that right into the center of the bottom of the what this is going to do is it's going to keep it in place, and this is actually going to go into this thing right here, and the spring will keep it pushed up. We take the smoke generator, and you can see there's an area where the bottom has the wires exposed. We fit the smoke generator 55C onto the holder, which is 55B. Make sure you fit it the correct way up. Okay, now we're going to take this section, fit the smoke generator assembly into the funnel interior part 55A, and that's this part right here. Where indicated, fixed to place with 2 EP screws. Here we are. All right, what do we do next? And you can see how the water tank, or the tank that holds the little cartridge, and that's going to go right up into here. And again, the spring, you can see how it springs back into position, and it's going to go right up against the smoke generator. So what do we do with this now? We're going to take the rubber band, and we're actually going to put it around the base, just like that. And this is the complete. And we got the base of the fourth funnel. That's everything in that. We have another light strip with lights that are going to illuminate the smokestack or the funnel. And finally we have the base, the boathouse. You can see the first thing we got to do is we got to put in the LED strip. And like we did with this one, we actually have 2 places where the bulbs are going to pass through. There, did you hear that? And now we got to make sure the bulbs are in place. And you can see how they're they're going to illuminate the smokestack or the funnel. There. 56D. That looks like it's this part. 56F. And that goes into 56D, which is this part. See how it just kind of clicks into place? And that makes, let's see, this is a ventilator. And we're going to actually put this on top. See how that looks? That looks pretty wild. I would love to actually have seen the ventilators and what they would do, their jobs. Fourth peg lamp to ensure. Okay, so looks like we got to do these. Now, are these cowls or are these ventilators? These are ventilators. And it looks this one's going to be right up against the light. See that? All right, is that the completed work? Let's see. LED, the circuit board have been fitted into the base of the fourth funnel along with the ventilators. So we got the parts all set. Just like that. And again, I don't know if we're going to be getting windows in shipment 11, but we don't have windows yet in here. And this is going to be for the fourth funnel. And of course, the fourth funnel did not vent from the engine room. It was just the first three funnels that did that. So, that looks like it's, we got everything. And those were issues 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, and 56. And we did a lot of work on the boathouses. You can see we did this section. And there's going to be more things that are going to go on top of here. You can tell because of the additional holes. And what else do we got? We got the smoke funnel, or the smokestack that we had just done, and we screwed it onto this boathouse, or the funnel base. We put another vent on, the vent grill, and we put the LED board underneath. And you can see where this is going to be lit up. And lastly, this is where the fourth funnel is going to go. You can see we put in the circuit board for the LEDs. Now it looks good. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put everything away, but I'm going to bring everything over to the ship and we're going to I'm going to put it into place for you guys. So what I did was I went ahead and I loosely put everything back on. You can see the first, the second funnel where the grand staircase is. We come back and I just put the building or the base of the third funnel loosely in place. As with this section, I just put it loosely down and we have the aft grand staircase and nothing is glued yet. And this is going to go somewhere over here. And you can see the areas that we did. We put the Davit. So my friends, this was issue or shipment number 10. And this was fun. I hope you had as much fun watching as I did making it. And until number 11, my friends, on this wonderful lady, I thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.